Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Coffee and
Coco,
What's Up?
what's up? Hello, Joss. How is your day going?
My day is going. I didn't sleep a lot last night, so I was just really tired at work. Um, but I had a coffee this afternoon, like at 2, 3 o'clock. I've been awake, and it woke me up a lot.
I'm surprised how many people need caffeine
Why?
to
My name is
function.
Coffee.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I'm just saying, as someone who doesn't drink coffee at all, it's really
You're
surprising.
no, it's just sad.
Is it sad that I don't depend on a liquid substance to
That
keep me
God gave to mankind.
That's keeping the name Coco and Coco for the sake of it. So Joss, it's been a week. It's been a week, huh?
It's been a week,
It's
people.
been a week, huh?
It's been a week.
So, what's today's topic?
Today's topic is humility.
Humility. Now I know all about humility. I'm
course.
the expert on humility.
He is.
I'm
people.
proud of how much I know about humility.
You're one of the humblest people I know.
I am proud of how humble I am.
I know.
Yeah.
Oxymoron.
Oxymoron.
Yeah. So I wanted to come on here and just have a little discussion on what it means to have humility and how we experience it in our everyday life. And then maybe you can comment down below and engage with us about your humility, about your experience with humility. Maybe you're like, I have no idea what humility is. Or you're like, it's a virtue that I really want to grow in. So that's
Understandings about humility.
mm,
Humility is not necessarily, C.S. Lewis said this, it's not thinking less of yourself, I'm this crappy, terrible, garbage
yeah.
person that no one could love. It's thinking of yourself less.
yeah.
If throughout my day I'm just thinking about what I want and what I need, but I don't think about, Joss has had a long day, let me get her a coffee, or, I'm running late, instead of getting upset at him for being late to the meeting, try to understand where he's coming from,
Yeah.
help him out. Humility is a key thing in any relationship you have. So.
Yeah, and it's funny because I Googled it, right? We had this topic, so I was like, I'm going to Google this.
You did research.
I did research, people. And the definition of humility that appeared was that it's putting the needs of others before your own, right? But how is that really displayed in our life?
Yeah.
And not only is it how it's displayed, but how do we receive it?
Yeah, that's really important because I want to go on the what you just said before. Humility is a form of loving another person. Because in a lot of relationships, you always hear arguments about, well, I'm right, I told you so, stuff like that. But I think Father Camilla said it this Sunday, the most important 3 words that you could have in a marriage, and dare I say any friendship and relationship, is please, thank you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
Pope Francis. And the reality is that we do need to be humble. We need to say please because nobody's obligated to give us anything. We need to say thank you, have gratitude for the other person. And I'm sorry because we're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And accepting that we're going to be wrong helps the other person not feel like we're above them, but on equal playing field. That we're both sinners in need of mercy. We're both humans in need of love.
Yeah. That's true, just thinking about the times that I've been loved or that someone thought of me, it is very humbling. It is something that it brings tears to your eyes. So I'll experience. So this isn't necessarily what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say a little story, and it's not necessarily about humility of when I was loved and it humbled me. So last week, Father Camilo was with us. And he mentioned to you guys that was the same day that I got approval for my license, right? I got my state license and I was super excited. And anyways, at work, we had a staff meeting on Friday. And, at my job, my job is pretty serious. We're working in substance abuse. We're working with some pretty high risk clients and things like that. So I was in the meeting room and I was typing up my notes and I was in the zone, prepared, and coffee brewing. People were walking around and I was just in the zone. And so it's a norm to have food with meetings. So everybody was bringing stuff in and I didn't really get it because I was so focused. whatever. And it's just like more and more people came with more and more food, and I was just like, I don't get it, whatever, irrelevant, it doesn't pertain to me. And then somebody came up behind me and said, hey man, congratulations. And I was like, what? And then everybody said congratulations, and they said, this is for you.
Oh.
And I literally started like crying. Like not crying, like sobbing,
but like joy crying.
But like tears in my eyes of how loved I felt and how humbling that was, because I've been in difficult work environments. I've been in situations where, like I worked in a correctional facility where it's a really tough environment and you work with people. So it was very humbling, And then I came home that night, and I thought I was going to have, like, a cute date with my boyfriend. We were going to go, like, mini golfing. But no, he was, like, all, like, ¿cómo que se dice? Partnered up with my girlfriends, and they threw another surprise party at my house.
Oh,
I don't know.
They schemed together.
Yeah, they schemed together. I was just so humbled with how loved I am. Like, you know how you're like, oh, yeah, people love you. But, like, experiencing it, for me, like, that was my last experience of humility. How humble you are.
Yeah, and it's really important because, like, it's important to give it, but we also need to understand the feeling of when we receive it, because, like, like, especially, like, when you sometimes fall into the know-it-all mentality, like, I know, especially, like, if it's, like, your field, like, if we're in our special field or whatever, and you know everything, and then you catch yourself, like, being wrong, or you did something by mistake and all that, for the other person, your boss, your superior, to not get pissed off at you, to not flip out, but to say, like, it's okay, you made mistakes, like, to receive that humility is like, oh dang, like, you recognize that I can make mistakes, I'm human, stuff like that. That's why, like, humility is great in relationships and friendships, but especially in the workplace, like,
oh my god, it's amazing.
you need to be able to say you're wrong, call each other out, but also to, like, recognize when, like, oh no, I need to be called out.
Yesterday during our staff meeting, Father Camillo, our pastor, he said, we were talking about just kind of like, how can we were talking about like programs and implementation, and we were talking about a lot of things, and something that he said that literally said it, I like paused the entire group and I was like, that was really good. Father Camillo said, it's important to recognize our limitations. And I looked at him, and I don't think he was like even aware of how it sounds like humility, of how it's basically a humbling statement. And I said, Father Camillo, that's very humble for you to say. And he kind of looked at me, and I was like, no, seriously.
Yeah.
For you to recognize that you were made in community for, like, I can't do things that Brandon can do. Like, people, those of you that have watched the last 25 episodes have seen me with pencil and paper here. Like, literally writing my notes down. I don't do technology, people. Like, I try. But that's why we have Brandon, And it's knowing that, like, I can't do it all, so I depend on my brother blanks. And, like, that's the body of Christ, really.
And that's how it's supposed to be, too. Like, it was true, because, like, recognizing your limitations, like, you know where you end and the other begins. Like, and it's true, because one of the things that Father Camilo actually said, like, I think it was one of our first staff meetings or the last one before this past one, but he also said something profound then. He was like, we need to be able to, like, step in. If Jos is the one in charge of this event and, like, running all this stuff, I have to have enough humility to show up and help her or do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because especially in a team setting, like, recognizing your limitations means, like, I can't do it on my own. And how many times have we tried to do something on our own where it just tumbles, it fails, it messes up, and not only do we...
Yeah, it's prideful, because I know that I've done... Oh my God, the first time that we met, Brandon, remember? The first time that we met at Essex County?
Yeah, actually.
And Brandon looked at me. Brandon was, I think, a student at Essex County at the time. And I was a campus minister. And we were having an event, a cookout there that we had, whatever. And, anyways, I'm not going to mention that part.
I know.
I was walking, you guys, with bags of cupcakes and, like, the bulletin and, like
a table,
a stand, like, and it's like a 7-block walk.
It's like a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, 10-15 minute walk.
But with...
And Brandon kind of looked at me and he was like, do you need help? And I was like, I'm good. Don't worry about it. He was like, no, I think you need help.
Yeah, and I remember
Okay.
vividly. You could go grab that if you need. I remember vividly that whole like situation. I was just like, Josh, like you can't. I mean, I didn't even. Hey, lady,
Ah,
girl,
ma'am.
ma'am. I don't think. And I remember you just saying like, "Oh, I got it. Don't worry." But I remember like the way you said it wasn't like a. I'm I called you out on that back then, but like I remember like processing it now. It wasn't like a humble like, "Oh, I can do this." It was like, "No, I can do this." Like
Yeah. Woman.
woman empowerment. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
can't carry this. Like the two of us, it was still bad for the two of us. Like, let alone one person. So
Yeah, but no, that was, a lesson in humility that we don't have to carry the load alone.
and that's really important to have in our friendships and family. Again, recognize our limitations, be humble, and that's like a foundation. Because today's the feast of the
Of the
archangels.
archangels.
So
Feast of the
Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. I heard someone pronounce it Raphael, and I was like,
Raphael.
don't like that. But I forgot who said it. I'm pretty sure it was C.S. Lewis too. But he said it was pride that turned the angels into demons. It's humility that turns men like the angels. And in humility, we can ascend in a way.
Yeah.
Become more divine in our lives and how we love other people. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think I just want to point out that humility does not mean being poor.
It doesn't.
I think that there's this big misconception, like, oh my God, you guys live so humbly. It's like, well, yeah, I do, but you can be rich and humble. You can be wealthy and humble. You can be educated and humble.
That could be a conversation one day we have because, like, wealth is not evil.
Wealth is not evil.
You can be rich and still make it to the kingdom of heaven.
You can do evil things with no money, and you can do evil things with a ton of money.
Exactly. It just depends what you do with it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, be humble, recognize your limitations, and ask for the intercession of the archangels to help you and to guide you in all of it. So.
Amen.
All right, but sounds good.
Stay safe,
Stay
be
safe.
humble, and love God.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Bye.
We'll join you again next week.
Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.